It's a bit late today, only an hour and a half behind schedule, but excited to be on here. This is an episode of State of Scrims, I forget again. Maybe the 8th of this season? I believe so because it's week 7 currently. But yeah, we've had 3 series since the last State of Scrims podcast. I would say 2 very winning series for the Rift Sharks. We went 4-0 since the last time you saw us.
Very
and
clean
Metabusters have taken down the Spectres, ending their, I guess, can we call it the Red Scare? Is that a bit on the nose? But
no, that's good. I like that. I like that.
I mean, if we need to add to the list of dog whistles in the iconography, shout out Anne, the goat. But
true, honestly.
No, I mean, Rexus Draven comes off the bench, and oh my god, that champion is a little crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you wanna go series by series? Is that the text still?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Here, I'll.
I would recommend watching every single Rift Shark series. By the way, they were all bangers. I watched all of them. Our latest series versus Spectres, I'm gonna say it was a banger. There's
the cast sucked because I wasn't at the keyboard half the time, but
yeah, gameplay was kind of fun to watch. But
people, please help me cast. I am like, I'm putting in double
okay,
hours.
I would, but I have work, and sometimes I just fall asleep.
Sometimes you're playing in the game.
That too.
Mostly the sleep one. I think it's probably 70% sleep.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a little sleepy guy, little EP guy. You know, like it's hard out here being this EP. You know.
So true. Okay, we'll go to Rift Sharks versus MVP. Believe we can see them both on the screen now.
Yeah.
No. Maybe. Oh my god, I'm struggling. Okay, whatever. That's good enough. We can see it. Hold on. I gotta double check a claim I'm making because I might just be lying for fun, and I would like to not be doing that. Team format: Joel, 5 games in the mid lane. Okay, He's was lying.
Undefeated now.
Okay. Oh, he is 5-0 in the mid lane. That's true. I was gonna say that these 4 games are the first time we've seen him mid all the season, but he did play 1 mid game versus Stanley on Andromeda previously. But anyway, what's your takeaways on the series? I can summarize mine later.
Okay, I won't lie. I didn't watch the first game of the series super closely. Okay. I may not have watched the second game of the series that closely either. I'm not gonna lie. I think I was at work and I kind of just zoned out, so I might just be a liar when I say the games were a banger. But I think my distinct words to Dean after the games were like, "Wow, MVP cannot fucking close out a game or something." It was really funny, but yeah, I think Silico did a decent job on the Lilia. However, there was a bit of tomfoolery shenanigans with ending the game at the very last second, and Rift Sharks do manage to clutch it up there. So yeah, that was my thoughts on game 1. I'll let you.
Okay, I'll do game 1. We can alternate their games. That works. Okay, so basically, I view the first game as karmic justice from the first series. So the first series, we probably could have had game 3. We were in a pretty good position. Casino's kind of fed, but I believe we got 2 aces and we're pushing to end multiple times. And we didn't TP into base and end the game. Specifically, Joel didn't TP in base to end the game. Not flaming on Joel. The comms are kind of a mess that series. I wasn't there. But in this series, Hidiri, my boy. Okay, so to preface this, we had a conversation a couple weeks ago where we were talking about shot calling, right? And I was basically just like, I feel like I'm the only voice sometimes that I want to hear from more of you so that we can hear good input. And everyone was just kind of like, well, I'm not sure if or not everyone. Hidiri specifically, I feel like, was unsure if his input was super valid. So we kind of had a conversation about that, and we're like, you're really smart about the game, make good calls. And Hidiri calls for Joel to TP into base, right? And it just happens. So Joel TPs into base. He takes the Nexus down to like 90% of his health is gone, right? And we're kind of struggling. Silico is like gigafed on Lilia. Hidiri had a rough early game. I felt like every fight just coin flipped wrong, and Silico was getting the advantage out of it, right? And Heroic obviously just roamed really well on Akali, made it really tough. We had like all this pre-planned stuff about how to deal with their bot lane, and Silico just threw a wrench right in it. He went super bot lane focus this series, which made it really tough. But all that stuff happens. Joel goes into the end, and they're trying to end. I feel like we had some play where we like all respawned and then like made it really tough for them to end. And it's either Elder Dragon or Soul. I feel like it was Elder. And
I think it was.
Hideri and Joel, instead of as a team we're all contesting, we put 3 back to defend and then sent 2 people just to go in the base and end the game. I believe Hideri just kind of XPK Kha'Zix hopped around and got it done. But banger series, by the way. But yeah, our comms were a bit of a mess in the second game. I think we had a huge lead in some parts of the map. I feel like Joel and Drago were doing really well. And as I said before, Silico kind of really messed up everyone else on the map. But we definitely pulled it together for game 2. But if you want to speak on that, you can.
I did watch a little bit of this. I think Silico pulling up the Lee Sin is interesting. The champion is actually really good right now.
Yeah.
They did just buff his early game by like a lot. Like level 1, he has like 10% Omnivamp on his W
Shit.
now, which is like an actual huge buff to the champion.
Yeah.
Especially like an early game centric champion like Lee Sin. I just don't think he was able to snowball and execute.
This
like
is
he really
entered
wanted
wrong. Valor actually did not play Janna.
I just noticed that actually. Yeah.
What did he play?
I do think it is cool that MVP was willing to play the Lee Sin though. It is
Oh,
like
100%.
a champion to execute, so good on them, TM.
Yeah, I mean, I think just basically the opposite happened. We coin flipped a bunch of fights heads, but unfortunately, Nocturne, Caitlyn, Morgana, Camille, once those champions get ahead, they're a lot harder to deal with than a Lilia. So I feel like the Lilia is just, she's not
Annoying.
Right, she's not just going to completely 1v9 the game unless she gets a bit of a bigger lead. And Akali and Lilia just don't really have Siege, which I think is part of the reason that they're in a bad position. I don't think the draft was bad, and they certainly didn't execute poorly on it, but it's the second game that he's Janna, right? He's Zeri. I know those two get mixed up all the time.
True.
As in, no, like, Stanley's tool parses the images incorrectly. It's very really hard, funny. But oh my god, like everyone in the game is Morgana, by the way. Like it just it like turns everyone into Kaisa. I don't know. It's kind of goofy, but I'll get that fixed real quick. But yeah. I mean, I think they just were set up with like a very late game composition going into the last one, and the fact that things started snowballing against them, there's just not really. Anyone on their team, right? There's no one on their team that's really able to stop that. The Volibear and Lee Sin need to be playing together in order to snowball the game, and Valor is spending most of the time bot side trying to stop us, which I think is a fair play. But you're not really able to work with the Volibear, which is kind of what you need to do there.
Yeah. But also, Volibear just kind of sucks. I won't lie. This champion's dog shit. You should not be picking this champion. But that's a different argument.
Yep. Okay. It should be good now. Am I seeing Zeri? Yes.
I will also say, I think some of our games are logged weirdly, where they look like wins, but they're actually like coded as losses. I don't know what the issue is behind that. In the latest series, like if you look it up, they come up as losses for us. But hold on. So in the stats, let me look at this real quick. let me find the exact example. Hold on.
If you look at Belveth, you're
hold on.
That's just yeah. No. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
It's really funky.
Yeah, I can figure out what's going on with that.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know, but
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah,
that bug existed already, and then I fixed it, and then it unfixed itself again.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, to get back to your guys' series versus MVP, I think you guys just played pretty well in both games. It was, well, in game 2 more so than game 1. But yeah, it was a pretty good series from what I saw, so would recommend checking it out. Do you want to just move on to Andromeda versus Sharks? Because this is the series I actually watched.
Okay.
I'll be upfront. I was rooting for Andromeda here. I do want my lads to win a little bit. But
a big Andromeda fans right here. I think both of us, to be honest.
Yeah, I love watching this team play. I think they have been close to winning a lot of their series. It's just some things go wrong in the mid game and it just kind of falls apart. In terms of game one draft, I liked their draft a lot. I think the Lilia flex wasn't terrible.
It was a
And like
pain in the
getting
ass for us. We definitely didn't see the. We knew that they were swapping, but we kind of picked the Rengar and didn't really consider that there'd be a counter pick, and I feel like it did a decent
yeah.
job. But
Yeah. I think also getting the Zins out. I think Jonah's been playing a lot of the Zins out. He did use it okay. He got like the level 3 gank off on Joel and got the kill, but did get shut down at the crab and let Hadiri snowball in game 1. I would like to say that was a little unfortunate, but I think Jonah being willing to utilize this Zinzao pick is really good. Champion's pretty good right now. Build path of like Gore Spear of Shojin is like super strong. So I do like him just picking up this champion a little more. Eric also had a really good performance on the Alistar, I believe. I think he also got MVP that game, which is pretty fair. I think he played really well.
yeah,
So,
I think he did.
yeah. I do also like the Samira pick. A little bit of ego into Alex and Phoebe. It was very funny to watch.
Okay, so I have I'll speak on that a little bit. I really like throughout draft. I wanted to play Samira this game, partially because it's like decent into Kaisa, and whatever he's gonna pick with Kaisa, Alistar does well into, and Samira Alistar's just good, right? But there was such a period of I probably can't pick Samira here. But if you really look at it, the only interrupts they have for me, right, are Lily asleep, which I know about way in advance, right?
You can also wind wall it.
Right. Wait, you can? Those sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay,
The activation.
so,
yeah.
hold on.
Yep. No, I knew that.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm making sure because like this is a very common Lilia interaction that makes me want to fucking
it's
commit
awful.
crimes. But
there's that.
They have the Nautilus, right?
Well, there's Nautilus, but that's either Q or Ultimate, which they're gonna have to do if like those are abilities that they're gonna need to burn anyway. So I can watch those timers, and I'm gonna be used to watching those timers because I have to watch them in lane. Jin can stop me if he 3 stacks his Q, which is so situational that it's like I can just play around it and assume that's not going to happen, and that's fine. The only actual thing that I need to watch out for is Casa Q.
Yeah.
So if I only really have one champion that can consistently stop my ultimate, I'm fine playing Samira. But
yeah, no, that's fair.
I don't know. The only real issue with our comp I had is that we were super AD heavy. Originally, Michael was going to go AP, but he flexed later because of the Lilia matchup, so our damage spread was a little weird. And if we didn't snowball as hard as we did, I think it might have been an issue potentially later. But
yeah, I will say I think if you're picking a champion like Zinza, I would have liked to see like a more enchanter-y based support. It does make your like top side a little weaker, but Zinzao with enchanters is kind of illegal. Like the amount of healing sustain you get, it's just a lot of enabling that champion can do. So I would prefer to. Maybe honestly,
does that work still?
Real? No, it does not work.
Even though she heals herself, does that not?
No, because it needs to be like ally heals.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
But just like in general, I thought the draft was decent from Andromeda. I think getting the Zinzao pick R5 into your team was like kind of good. Because if you can get like the Q3 off on the Samira, she should just explode to the rest of the team. So I don't know. I think it was decent. Rich Sharks played super well though.
I mean, I guess also if he ults and I'm not there, that would stop me too.
Yeah,
which I'm now realizing, but yeah.
That's also kind of situational, so I don't really care that much. I think the Hadiri getting like 3 kills early on the Rengar was kind of hilarious as well.
I mean, I think that really set the tone for the game.
Yeah. Jonah forgetting what Ziggs does after getting the kill, and then him coming back, clearing the wave, and then rotating to crab was very funny to watch. But a little unlucky, TM. And then I'm going to just move to game 2. Rammus early pick is a very bold decision. Briar is actually not the worst matchup. Or Rammus is not the worst matchup for Briar, in my opinion. I think it's like mitigatable by the Briar by canceling your Berserk with the E.
Also,
and then just
isn't Lifesteal the counter to Rammus if you're playing an ADC that has high attack speed? And like Doesn't
It's
Briar?
it
Isn't she just all lifesteal?
in theory. I
But that
think it's
doesn't
just
really work like that.
yeah. I think
Okay,
if you go Gore Drinker, the matchup is really like fine Briar favored. Or
gotcha.
it's like even. If you go Stridebreaker, it's like Ram is favored in theory if you
Gotcha.
like have setup with it, but then you draft Shen and then you have no damage in topside, which is like fine, I
Right.
guess. But then you also draft the ASOL, which means you're like never going to have damage ever.
Yeah.
So it's just like all kind of fell apart. And then you draft four AP champions, and then draft like a poke Ash, like or three AP champions, and
Yeah.
then you draft a poke Ash, and this Rammus is just never getting off the
Yeah. I
ground.
mean, okay,
So
we literally just see Rammus first round, and we're like, okay, we're not doing
we're not
this.
doing this.
I mean,
Yeah, and it's just like
like I had considered flexing top lane here anyway, just because Michael, I feel like out of the two of us, we're both more comfortable on ADC than we are top, and I think we're both pretty solid top. So it's definitely
yeah.
a flex that was on the table. And the last time we had to play into a Rammus, Michael played Lethality Ash. And of course,
Uh-huh.
that's just the first thing that's on my mind because I see Rammus and I'm like, oh boy, I don't want to play ADC this game. So do I play a mage? And then Lethality Ash enters my mind and I'm like, Shen's also showing. And I
Yeah,
really
so
like
you just take the
Mordekaiser
free
into
middle
Shen.
counter.
And I love
Yeah.
playing Mordekaiser. So I basically just asked Michael, hey, are you down to do Lethality Ash? And he's like, sure. He thought I meant top lane, but, that's besides the point.
Sigma Male. That's my go, bro. That's my go. I love that
But
for him.
anyway, we
Uh,
lock Mordekaiser Ash, and then, we have Ash, might as well pick Seraphine. We are debating between Seraphine carry or Ash carry. And then we
you're
just,
boring.
I mean,
You're boring is the field door.
Joel's playing a mage anyway, so we were kind of fine there.
Yeah.
I think the
I
ASOL
think
pick is like probably pretty good there. I don't think
yeah.
it's that bad. It just, I don't know. It's
It's
tough,
just hard to play the Rammus here, I think,
right?
is the TLDR. I do think Stanley did utilize the ASOL pretty well. He got like a lot of good roams off and was pairing up with PB pretty
Yeah, we
decently.
were we were not having a good time against the ASOL. I
Yeah.
can tell you that much.
I think he played it really well. It was just a little rough
Yeah,
overall. But that's like some of my thoughts on this
yeah.
series,
I
I
mean, to
think.
be honest, like I need to go back and VOD review that game because I was not participating. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was
I
simply
think
on my island.
what was it? The Flash Mastery spam? Base as fuck.
It's
But
not
different
spam.
conversation.
Single emotes. I did
No, no, no.
the
It
Q
was
flash at
instinct.
the
It was
last
instinct,
second.
right? It was
Yes,
instinct.
I mean unironically. I don't know.
uh,
I like the little cheeky play I did because there was
it's okay. It doesn't show up in the VOD, so I think you're in the clear.
so true. I I basically shoved the wave in topside. Here, I want to see if I can get this pulled up because I thought it was a goofy little play.
There you go.
Will it let me look at the video producer if I'm live? It should.
That's it.
I don't know. Okay, I don't think it really matters that much. But anyway, I did
Yeah.
the hee hee haha emote to check for vision, which I think is always silly. Um,
Oh,
when
was that the more PM play?
no, I mean,
That's
because
probably.
it doesn't matter because you can't see it. So
Um, you
it
know what?
was, I don't know. It's the typical hide in the top lane vision. You throw an emote, and if they emote back, then you're on vision, and if not, you can just sit there until the wave shows in, which is always fun. I don't know. I just enjoy
What if
my
you
top
just
lane.
randomly email all the time? Like,
Oh, you mean like a lot? If Alana just randomly emotes and I happen to think she has vision of me or
yeah.
something, then the play's a wash. It's a wash anyway. The counter to people who hide in bushes is to just emote at them all the time. Clearly,
Yeah, just spam
but
mastery emo.
I mean,
That's the real
honestly,
tech.
yeah. I mean, if you just wave to someone all the time, then they'll think that you always have vision of them. But I don't know.
True.
I think the series was fun. I think Rift Sharks. That's my team. I think Andromeda will kind of end the season with a really good showing. I think just the
Yeah.
way that their matchups has skewed, they've played a lot of really tough matchups right off the bat. They had to face
Yeah.
Spectres twice and Metabusters twice already, like very early, and then they had to play us
Yeah.
twice, and like that's the top three in the standings. So I think it's just a bit of a low roll. I don't think the team's actually doing that bad. I think just strength of schedule is a little tough. And it really feels like they've worked out a lot of their issues, and I think we might be seeing different rosters going for the rest of the season, but who knows? We'll have to see. But
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Well, do we want to talk about this funny little series that we just did?
Yep. Let me see if I can fix the games while you're talking about this, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. My general thoughts. I think Spectres actually had a pretty decent draft into us. In theory, the Shen is like an okay blind pick into champions Rex is playing because he's playing more for lane rather than any sort of matchup. So like if you can snowball other lanes like your ADC, you should be fine. Um, I think their bans were Hecker and Briar Lux. I don't know why they're banning Briar. I'm not good at the champion, number one, and number two. Okay, if you want the details, hold on. Let me look up my flex win rate on Briar. It's not pretty. It's not good. I'm not good at this champion. I don't also think the champion is that strong, but I think they let the Udyr through versus the Lilia, which is pretty standard.
Right. I think that was probably fine.
Yeah, I don't think I had quite as much impact as I would have had if there wasn't a Lilia in the game, but I think Rex just being able to get snowballed was super valuable for us. He played the lane super well. Um, I was interested about the Aphelios pick, and also why does it say Greer was playing Ashe? By the way, I think he was on Silas. I think the Silas pick was a little
Yep,
sus as well.
that's correct.
I think the
I
Silas
love
pick
game
was a little
logging
sus,
issues.
something like that. I dislike the Silas pick in general here. It just doesn't look super great to me. It's like you have some good ultimates, but it's mostly just like Aatrox and Nami. Udyr ult is like okay, I suppose, but yeah, that was just my main thoughts about it. I think just Rex had a really good showing. I think I did okay, I suppose. I played the AD Udyr instead of the AP. I think AD is better into Lilia anyways because you just flash. I played like a fucking maniac and flashed on Starverse like twice. It was very funny, but that was about it. TLDR. Oh wait, I have a 100% win rate on Briar and oh no, it's a 33. I'm a liar. Thank you. Validation for that one. But yeah, my Briar sucks. I think they wasted a ban on it, which is like fine because they didn't know, I guess.
Right. I
I
mean, I
haven't been
think
playing it
first game you
recently,
always
so
have some kind of leeway in draft.
yeah.
I
Agreed.
also like maybe this is a hot take, but I feel like if both top lane and bot lane didn't start as catastrophically as they did in the last game, I actually don't dislike their draft there.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the Talia pick is like, ooh, that is
Oh, you
awesome.
mean in game three?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Okay,
kind of
that's
jumping
fair.
around a bit, but no, I think that was like a really good. Um, did I?
Do we want to talk about game two first?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm like half.
Because I do want to shout out Sarverus extensively here, because he fucking rolled on fucking Storm and Jacob on Lucian Nami, which arguably is a bit of a weaker lane right now. Jacob is a bit of a, or was it known as his Nami one trick, but they did just sort of get rolled in lane, and they just snowballed it super well. So props to them on that one.
Yeah, and theoretically that shouldn't really be like a winning matchup anyway. So that was
Oh
kind of cool
really?
to see. I mean, like the Lucian should be favored into Jinx, but
Yeah,
not like nothing crazy. And Nami kind of just wanted to thresh, but I think it was
yeah,
just. I feel like Honan sometimes has like hit or miss games,
yeah.
and I think it was just a bit of low rolling there.
Yeah, I think
But
game two was a definite high roll from him. He played super well in that game,
right,
so
I mean, I just think that's like the nature of hook champions, right? Like,
yeah.
ending quote was expected. Oh, oops. Um, but yeah, I mean, just the nature of hook champions, like you're either going to hit the hooks or you're not, and generally that kind of
Yeah.
tends game to game. Uh,
Hmm.
I think part of it is like the mental thing, and then oh, did I just wait? Please tell me I didn't cause an apocalypse.
Avery said, "Listen, guys, I sort of all my winning all these series. I really needed to get it out this one, kind of based." And Noam said, "Don't worry, we will PayPal you later." On God, bro. Avery, check your PayPal. I got you, brother. Fear not.
Jesus.
I appreciate your service for your country, bro. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. Game two was very hard. Game three, we decided to just send Stav into the top lane versus Avery, and then just slam a Rex ego lane, and it paid off. That I think that's all we can really say about that one. So
Yeah. Hold on. I think this
no,
is
you're good.
working less than I thought it was originally.
Yeah, I do think Spectres did adapt to me being in the jungle a bit better in that game. We saw like 5 bans towards me, which is like fair. Mastery and Gain are good champions into Lilia, so taking those off the table is pretty good.
Hold on. Okay, I'll talk and then I'll give you something else to talk about real quick. But
Sure.
yeah, I think first game draft was really well. I guess it turned out well. I actually didn't really like the draft coming out from you guys, just because I feel like there's
Okay.
not really a cohesive identity for that team.
Yeah,
But
it's
the
just all comfort.
Aatrox gets fed, Twitch gets fed, and the Xerath does Xerath things.
I
So
agree.
it kind of worked out, which
It's like all comfort,
right,
right?
fair
Just like the
play. You
fair win.
have super comfort. Like the only champion that is not like one of the most comfortable. I feel like Rex is comfortable on a lot, so it's kind of hard to call it that way. But Aatrox and then the Xerath is definitely like one step back for Garrett, but I don't think it's a huge step back for his mid lane.
Yeah.
I feel like he played really well that game. Into Brewer, like you give the context that he's into one of the best mid laners in the league, in a horrible matchup for him, by the way. I feel like
Is
Brewer
it
did a good
really?
job trying to. Oh yeah, Silas just destroys Xerath, bodies him.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, I mean it's just tough though because if the jungle and like I don't know, it's also just like hard for Silas to get onto people, and the people that
Yeah,
he
because
can get
if he
on,
gets
you
onto
don't really
people,
want to.
yeah, because
Yeah,
Udyr and fucking Aatrox smack the shit out of him if he gets into range. So
right. I don't know. I think the big issue in that game though was this is what I said on the cast too. I think Avery was just playing like I don't think Shen was the champion.
yeah,
I mean, you have the opportunity to ult onto the Silas and the Lilia, but I feel like he was playing super aggressively and he was really contesting Rex on the Aatrox. It just didn't feel like he had the right champ to like actually beat him.
what's the line? He was playing the Shen GP matchup, but Rex was playing Aatrox, right?
Yes, sure, that works. That's a good take. I'll give that one to you. He was playing
Okay, let's
aggressive
fucking
like
go.
he could kill on three, but you can't kill on three against an Aatrox. It's just not happening. He heals too much. Um, I mean, Rex has still yet to prove that the GP matchup is
True,
losable. So all these people are
true.
giving him a chance to prove that the Shen can win, and yet he still picks other champions. But
On God, bro.
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I think Avery is underselling himself a little bit. I think he's a really good player, and I think maybe egoing a little bit more into Rex would be good. Because I feel like even Rex was like, I
Yeah,
think he can match me early game mechanically. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think the draft was the issue at all for them in the first game.
yeah.
And second game, obviously, they didn't really have any issues.
Yeah, they were
Played
firing
super
on all
well.
cylinders in game two.
Yeah, I mean, Sarver's snowballing in the Jinx was nuts. I think the Ash pick was a bit bait though. I'm not entirely like obviously he performs really well on the Kais and the Ash, but I think the first picking Ash into a team that probably has prepped for it at some point. Maybe I'm
Uh,
wrong and you haven't, but I think the
yeah, we
Ash is
prepped for it.
like
We prepped for it.
right. I mean, that's a little like bait, and I also think what I was talking about in the cast as well is in the first two games, you know that you have Honen on Thresh, right? So
Mhm.
instead of necessarily picking good ADCs, you pick two terrible ADCs that synergize really well with Thresh, and it actually pays off really well in both scenarios. Like Sarvis played well in the first game, it just
Uh,
there's not much he can do anymore once it gets late enough, but just because of the gold gap. But Ash and Thresh are like actually not that good of a combo, and I think that hurt them a bit. I think if you're playing other champions that work better with the Thresh, maybe you have something there. Maybe Honan need to play a different champion, but I'm not really sure. I
no,
feel
I agree.
like isolated, Ash into Draven should be fine, and Thresh into Nautilus should be fine. But just as a combo, I feel like you actually have nothing that can deal with the Rex not early. I'm not really sure what you do instead of pick Thresh there, but maybe like a
Yeah,
Morgana or like a Lux or something that I that's a bit unfortunate. And then you like kind of jungle Kingdom Caesarius in the second game, which is you know
you mean the first game?
the third game.
I did not jungle Kingdom
I
Caesarius at
just
all. I had 3k damage that game, bro.
I
What?
mean maybe not you specifically, but like the team. I feel like he was denied a lot of
Yeah,
resources in the jungle, and he wasn't able to be where he needed to be to stop the plays from happening. So
yeah,
that's
okay.
not on you specifically, but the macro there made it really hard for them to do stuff.
Okay, I will defend my play a little bit. I think we had the really good level one where we got the invade versus Lilia, and then I just
Yeah,
vertical across to my red side, and then he just
right.
was locked out of camps for like 20 minutes. So
Yeah,
I will defend that a little bit, but I think having my fucking Draven be like out
right.
10-0 by like 20 minutes was like pretty free.
Yeah, I
So
think I misrepresented what I was trying to say. I think the canyon effect occurred, but I don't think it was necessarily like because of
uh
the jungler.
yeah, yeah. I will
But
agree
the
with that.
whole like you're in your jungle and then the other team has like denied you any camps whatsoever is like super unfortunate, and I think that happened. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I didn't get to see what happened top lane, but he was down 2 levels super early without having died, and that is like brutal.
Saab played super well. I think he outplayed
Right.
like two couple
Yeah.
times.
I mean, I
So
just didn't see what happened to cause it. I don't think the camera was really on it. So I don't have much to comment on there, but I think Brewer played well. It just got to the point where the rest of the team was just super far ahead, and it's hard for Delia to make plays without other people because she is kind of like a team reliant champion.
yeah, I think there's some
Yeah,
people saying in chat that there should have been like a more carry centric champion in game 3 for Greer. I would
that's
tend to
possible.
agree. I think Talia is like a very hard champion to like solo 1v9 on. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
overall, I
in
think it was a very fun
theory, you
series.
should
So
have had good support from your other lanes. It just didn't go down that way. Um,
yeah,
but I don't
I
know.
can agree
I
with that.
think I don't actually have any issues with the draft. I think it just kind of came down to Draven gets ahead, and so does Fiora, and now you are losing on both sides of the map, and it's a bit tight. But
Yeah,
here's what it
Camden's not
is.
beating the Garrett is a better mid allegations. I think,
Possibly.
unfortunately,
I
but
also think the adaptation to ban Syndra first round and the
let the
I
Astra.
wouldn't say failure to match it, but there wasn't the match of the Lux ban in first round. I think you guys picked up pretty easily that you can't let it through because it's just going to get picked as a blind, and I don't think
Yeah,
Spectres made the same adaptation. I think it's really hard for them to know what to ban, to be fair. Like I don't know what you
yeah.
do,
I think with
but
me and Rex on the team is a very difficult
right.
draft pairing. MO.
But
But
yeah, I mean, I think letting the
yeah,
Lux through makes it really hard for Guru to do stuff more than his champion selection did.
yeah.
Just because
I think
Garrett is
Lux
comfortable on
just
the
tends to
champion and the playstyle is uninteractive. So,
yeah. It just is a good neutral lane, and we've figured out how to utilize it a lot. So
yep.
yeah,
Uh,
that's my general
okay,
takes.
we're about halfway through. I think we can probably do some Victor based, but I want to look at the
I'm so
foldy
down for
sheet
Victor
first.
base. Yeah, I'm done.
I also
Have
totally know what I broke. It's just a question of like I'll fix it right after this, but
uh,
we have like a I gotta be up early for real for work. Like I gotta be up
nah.
early because there's like a conference that we're doing all week, which is really exciting. I actually really enjoyed it. I saw a lot of cool talks. Lots of like people 6, 7 years younger than me doing really cool shit that makes me feel like old and useless. But oops. Okay.
Yeah.
Foldy sheet time.
I'm done.
Okay.
I do like that we managed this. People argue running a Rex roster to scrape a win off Spectres. A little scummy, but it was a fun series in my opinion. So
Yeah, I mean it was a good cast. I wish I would have been around for game 2. I feel like Sarver's made some plays when I was AFK that I could have called a little bit better,
yeah.
but I felt like I was there until they had locked the win down, so I'm not super upset about it. Okay, we'll just go top down. Andromeda can place 4th, 5th, or 6th outright. They can tie for 4th, they can tie for 5th. They're still in it. Easy calculation. I think with 72 possibilities of ties, I think that means that they can probably tie with someone that they can have the tiebreaker over. They have a win against MVP already, puts them in a good position. Looking at
Yeah.
MVP, they can place anywhere except last outright, and they can tie for any place. So they could really go anywhere. There's not a lot of info on them. Their most likely outcome is tie for 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
Fine. Looking at Metabusters, you guys cannot cleanly place 5th or 6th. I gotta swap to the test version of this. Hold on.
Let's
Test.
go.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're locked,
Also,
right?
if you want to edit, well, that's what I'm checking right now. If you want to edit this, you can go to File and then make a copy, and then you can just make your own, and that way you can edit it, which is what I'm doing here. Okay, I'll just put Metabusters in here. Also, if you put it in teams, it adjusts all of them. You don't have to like go delete all the rows like I do officially. But
Yeah.
if you filter down to this and you go to Metabusters rank, you can sort Z to A, and it should put. There's a few tied for 4th possibilities. And in those possibilities, you're tied with New York Nutbusters, which I believe you haven't played twice, right?
Yeah. I
So
think.
you're not locked because if NYNB beats you and this possibility occurs and they have the tiebreaker advantage on you, you could still be out. So you're not
Okay.
technically. Literally takes 2 seconds. I just need to force it to
Gonna
reconnect.
get a drink anyway. I'll be right back.
Okay, Mason's leaving. I'll keep foldy shooting. Apologies for that. That was a little weird. This is gonna have to get stitched together, which means podcast probably won't be uploaded to YouTube for a hot second. But anyway, Metabusters hasn't locked yet because New York Nutbusters can dethrone them. I believe if NYNB loses a game or Metabusters wins a game, then they do lock. New York Nutbusters can finish from 4th to 6th. They can tie for 3rd still, which puts them in a pretty solid position. They just haven't played too many games. I think they're trying to go double time on getting scheduling down, so that's something to look forward to. If we move down to Rift Sharks, we can place from 1st to 4th, and we can also tie for 1st to 4th. If we tie for 4th, we're tied with New York Nutbusters. I've already checked this, and since we're 2-0 versus them, we guarantee the tie break, which is why we're qualified. And Metabusters isn't. It's just based on opponents played and stuff. And then Spectres is guaranteed 1st through 3rd, and they can tie for 3rd. And I believe that if you look at the scenarios where Spectres ties for 3rd, it's only a 2-way tie, which is why they're locked. Yeah, they'd be tied with Metabusters in basically every single one of those possibilities. Yeah, so it cuts off here. So, I don't know. I guess their worst outcome is that they end up tied for 3rd with Metabusters, and then I guess Rift Sharks and MVP finishes above them. I think those are the 2 teams that can. Yeah, because we could both go 7-3. And then you guys could both go 6-4. But yeah, I think that kind of covers everything. The expected number of tied teams is incorrect because we're on the wrong foldy sheet. 2.59 teams are expected to tie, so take that as you will. That probably means that we're likely going to see a tie and possibly see 2 ties, but obviously this is going to change a lot as things really get down to it, and a lot of these are just clean tiebreakers, so the odds that we actually have to play a tiebreaker series are next to 0. Chances that anyone gets it to at least come down to a tie is 100% for all the teams except for MVP, Andromeda, and New York Nutbusters. So I think the fight for that 4th spot is still very active. I think these 8%, 11%, 95% are a bit misleading. I think strength of schedule actually does play a pretty big factor. So as these games are decreasing, we're going to have a better picture of stuff. I don't have the schedule yet, so we can't really do predictions. So we're just going to probably try and grab 20 minutes of Baked or Based. Do want to point out that Rift Sharks will not be playing this week because we have a bye week, and I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff to get ready to move. But New York Nutbusters should be playing twice, so we should still have 3 games, and there should be some sort of catch-up happening later, but not 100% on scheduling. And I think MVP is still behind a game if that happens. Or I think MVP and NYNB would still be behind a game if they were able to get 2. And regardless, unless MVP also doubles up. But I haven't looked at the schedule yet. Have been busy casting, and it kind of came in late. So, is what it is. That was a mouthful, but Baked or Based should be good now. Cool.
Let's go.
Okay. Going to have to fix the the wins later, but little oopsie on my part. Scrim Zone Baked or Based, the greatest survey of our generation. We only actually have 15 responses, so I might just cut this early so I can go to bed. I forgot that we got PB is terrified of Mythic. We already covered, right? That's a old take.
No, we didn't take that. I don't know.
Pretty sure it was. I think that's what we ended on last time.
Yeah,
because I don't delete them, so I don't spoil myself for the next one. Okay.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
so we have 14, so we'll kind of stretch them a bit, but there's only so much we can do. Oh, wait, I have something I want to say at the end of the episode anyway, so cool. That can kill time. Boom. Spectres 2-0 Rift Sharks in their next game, or this week. Oh, this series already happened. But we'll do it for the next one. It was the Spectres versus Rift Sharks take in advance of the previous game, but Spectres 2-0 Rift Sharks in under 50 minutes of total game time. I'm going to say that's a little baked, considering that that didn't really happen previously.
I think it's kind of a base take just because it's funny, but I agree with it's kind of baked. I don't think Spectres is that dominant, so
Yeah. Also,
to it,
they
but
suffer from the same game 2 issues that we do, where you
yeah,
go a little crazy in the draft, which I can respect.
I
As I share
respect that
the
a lot.
issue.
Yeah.
Just want to check. Okay, versus Andromeda, we did not win in 50 minutes, and versus MVP, we definitely didn't. So
Yeah.
yeah, under 57 for both of them though. So
Under 50 is a very bold claim, though.
oh, that would be crazy. I mean, we were under 54 for Andromeda and under 57 for MVP, but yeah, no, under 50 is ridiculous. That's 2 back-to-back stomps, not even close. Bit baked, but I appreciate the confidence. I'm with Mason. I think that's a baked thing to, or a base thing to say, but the actual take is I don't think I can
Hey,
evaluate
yeah.
it as such. Yeah. Okay, next one. No, it's it's the copy pasta, the Zaya copy
What?
pasta, but it's Briar and Yumi. Briar is Yumi 2.0. Cringe as F, no skill, ruined of fun, and somewhat skill champ SMH.
We put that one in base, right?
No, because which champion got
The take
ruined?
is wrong, but it's funny.
Can we encore that one? I think that's.
No, that is an encore take. You're right. That's awesome.
If we're correct a second time, I will be very happy.
This is a very encore take. On God.
I think it's funny for sure. See, I think my counter take is that Yumi currently is Yumi 2.0, cringe AF, no skill, ruined a fun and somewhat skill champ SMH. But
That's kind of based.
yeah.
People will crucify you for saying Yumi is a fun, somewhat skill champ, but
Well, the previous iteration of Yumi, they will
yeah,
yes, yeah.
they will still crucify you for that.
Okay,
take,
I will
but
just say
I
I
would
could
definitely-
play old Yumi. I cannot bring myself to play new Yumi. It is like actually
No, I
soul
agree.
draining.
I hit M7 on old Yumi. That champ was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
New Yumi makes me fall asleep every time.
Yeah, Yumi is Yumi 2.0. Okay.
Real.
If Andromeda had Alana Jonah playing Zaya Rakan top jungle, they'd be undefeated.
Base,
That has to be based, right?
Base.
Oh my God. Is this all on screen?
Not in the slightest.
Oh,
You have to
boy.
move it over a little bit.
Zoop. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay, I'll just move Ancor away and then we'll be fine.
Yeah, just move Encore up a little more. That's so fucking base.
Okay, see, in reality, I have no clue how that would even work, but it's really funny. so you can win.
Yeah. Okay, realistically, it should be Zaya jungle Rook on top, but
Right. No, I'm with you.
it's very.
Are there any
very
other,
funny,
like,
though.
is the point that it's E-daters, or is the point, like...
I
don't
believe the point is that it's E-daters. If
Are there
I were
other-
to hazard a guess,
Is there a better top jungle duo?
Tryndamere Ash. No, that's like horrific. But
No,
it'd be
Ash top,
funny.
Trin jungle. That works.
Yeah,
No, there's
I
definitely...
don't know if that's better though.
Twisted Fate top, Tango Evelyn. Tango TF, Tango Evelyn, for sure.
Maybe.
Oh, no, but then you're in the wrong order.
Yeah.
It has to be Evelyn top TF jungle, which is based as hell.
As top shiv jungle, real.
They date?
I like that one actually. There's
Wait,
like
Jarvan?
you don't know the Ez
I don't.
Shavana copy pasta.
I stopped following lore after they stopped.
Oh, it's
trying.
not a lore thing. It's
Oh.
like a funny meme from old seasons.
Okay, wait, hear me out. Shyvana top, Jarvan jungle. Or vice versa.
There you go. That works.
Yeah,
That works.
we'll do
works.
that. That I could actually see happening is the funny part. But
Yeah.
anyway, good joke. I like it. Next one. Cesarius, best jungler so far this season. Ooh, a couple weeks too early on that one, or a couple weeks too late now. But
well, I think I have to put it in baked considering
yeah, bad timing. Unfortunate.
Maybe
I
a
also,
couple weeks ago I would agree, but
yeah. Damn. I mean, I think we also talked about this last week. I think basically everyone on Spectres is top 2, but not everyone is top 1 in their role. But
agreed.
All right, moving on.
I mean, he lost to a 3k damage Belveth, so skill issue, I guess.
That's so true. Psycho Carrot and Puza should just full send and create a monster. Weekly coaching on Renata top Jin support, etc. The world is not ready.
That's so base. That is going straight in the base tier.
Can we just let MVP cook? Can we do that?
Yeah, no, that works. That works.
Oh my god. No, that would be nuts. I feel like the most creative we've seen in their draft is like Shaco Jungle, and that's not even creative, it's just unpopular. But
maybe we should change it to let Puza and Carrot cook. Because it's not MVP that we're trying to
Can I just call them Puza Carrot?
Puza Carrot Kirk? Yeah, I'm down.
No, that's base.
Puza Core.
I feel like who would put that take? I feel like it's a Hidiri take, but I could be wrong.
No, I agree. I'm with that.
Next one, Rift Sharks will leverage hate Spirit Bomb and never lose another game. That's base as fuck.
The real, honestly, but I think we have gotten the hate Spirit Bomb more than you guys have. So.
Well, we simply transferred it.
Yeah, you sent it to us, bro. We're borrowing it real quick.
It's like I don't know. I'm trying to think of what it is. I don't know. I feel like there's something where you like take the energy and just deflect it, but I don't know. I'm struggling to find the.
I don't know.
We gathered all the hate from people and then just cast it down on you, I guess.
You really did, bro. It's crazy.
It's okay. The buff transfer.
Yeah, on God. We're the villain team now.
It's almost as if we're just like a little loopy in the head and it was misunderstood. But
so true.
We'll see. Alright, next one. Rift Sharks boring Renekton every game. Unleash my man Sidiri and Joel.
Real. To be honest, you guys stopped putting Hidiri on Maokai and you started winning games, so correlation does equal causation. Okay. I'm just saying, bro. Okay.
Wait, has he played Maokai this season? More than once?
Yes. Yes.
Am I like stupid?
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Let me fact check my words before I.
Okay, Joel has played 7 games of Renekton. Yes, fair. I'll take that hit. Hidiri has played 2 games of Maokai. So yes, I'm also wrong.
That is more than one.
Right. Yes, I admit it. But we won one of them. We won a game that was Renekton and Maokai.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you should be proud of it.
That's true. We also won that game because I dropped a 15 bomb on Tristana and went 7-1 and 10 on Swain. So I don't know. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, we did unleash them and now we're doing better. Okay, we let him play Briar Rengar. Surely we can't be upset anymore.
True. No, that's real.
If Gwungle is being added, Akali and Samira should also be able to jungle.
Real. Based.
How is it? Akungle and Samungle?
True.
Okay. Calling that good. Sure. I mean, Gwen Jungle is like the most. That one's for the culture, for sure, I think.
Yeah, Gwen Jungle is actually really good right now, in my opinion, but
so
I haven't played it yet. So.
We gotta resurrect Dan. Where's the summoning spell?
True. Paging Mr. Tech Curve, bro.
True. Okay. Poppy permaban, boohoo, your fault for being a Poppy player.
Real? That's so based! That's so based.
I guess Poppy player cringe.
Yeah, I'll put that one in base, bro. Why didn't we do these earlier? These are so based.
Right, we like backloaded it, I guess. Oh well. the issue with Poppy, man.
Boring champion to play versus.
I guess. I mean, we also have Talia now, and there's Vex, and I don't know.
Yeah, but Poppy did it first, so she has
Okay.
first to the market claim on being cringe, you know?
So true. Dean's sleep schedule low-key worse than Mason's. At least Mason's is consistent.
This is like the most baked take on planet
Yeah,
Earth. He is not the one falling asleep before series, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I am like up at 9 every day, consistently. I just like sleep less sometimes, and I'm tired. I also say I'll
Yeah.
sleep a lot and then don't, but I don't know.
Like, my sleep schedule is fucking horrific, dog. Like,
Mason needs to be
yeah,
rescued from the sleep demons, I think.
on fucking God, bro. Wait, that's deadass me, Avery, by the way. I wake up 15 minutes before all of my series, too.
Alright, next one. Andromeda and Metabusters are the two teams performing the farthest below their potential. Andromeda I agree with. Metabusters, not so sure about that one.
I think if he did it back when we were 1-2, sure. That's a pretty valid
Okay,
take.
Andromeda underperforming. I spaced this terribly today. I don't. Whatever.
A little bit, but
It's because of the Anchor take. And then I'll say Metabusters underperforming is baked.
Okay.
I mean, it's a product of its time, but it's not its time anymore, so it gets sent to
Yeah.
jail. Alright, 3 more. We need to start implementing the boss tech against teams with all their points in one player.
What is the Bouse tech?
Like, you just send someone to int into them? Like, as Scion, I guess?
No. The Bouse and his consequences upon League of Legends will never be forgotten or whatever. He deserves to be jailed for his crimes against my elo.
But he's playing AP Jax.
Yeah, and
It's
he deserves
cool.
jail time. So
Yeah,
and he deserves jail time.
I think we could just put boss strat baked. I think the idea that whoever's playing into that person would be good enough at the boss strat that they couldn't do something else is a little bit disingenuous. Also, like, the boss strat only works in solo queue because it's people don't calm, right? Like,
Also, the Bouse is like good at the game. I hate to break it to
well, I
you.
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, even
the
if they're
strats he
on the
does-
same level, like, there's better strategies.
Yeah, the Bouse is like I hate to be the one to say this out loud, but he is good at the game and he knows what he is doing on these strats.
Oh, I'm glad to say the boss is actually really good at the game, and he's funny, and he knows he's funny.
Yeah, and he
Also, he's gonna
me, like,
shave his
10
head
billion
in like
LP.
2 months when he is in rank 1.
And he's cost me like 2 million LP, so I think he deserves jail time, personally speaking. But
Yep. Okay, 2 left. There's way too much drafting with UGG open. At our level, the best matchup to play is the one you're most comfortable in. Depends
I
on the
actually
player.
think this is kind of based.
Depends on the player. But
it is player dependent, but I think overall it's a little based. Like,
yeah, I'm down.
UGG is not indicative of like any like matchups don't matter quite as much as comfort in our servers IMO. I think my team has kind of showed that the most, but
Yeah.
just in general, people underestimate the power comfort gives you. Like, it's okay to just be good at your champions. Promise.
I mean, I think for people like me, and maybe like Hadiri or Eric that just have giga champion pools and we don't really play the same champion that much, I think it's a good tool to use because we don't necessarily have a lot of matchup knowledge on individual champions for a lot of stuff. So just picking stuff that does well. But I think the actual issue comes in if you're picking a counter that you don't know why it's a counter.
Yeah. No,
If you're picking something because it percentage-wise should counter it, and you can't like actually put it into words why, then I think you shouldn't pick it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I also think a lot of people use stats websites that say something's a counter pick, and it's like just not true. So learning to accurately read stats is like a very good skill to have, and I think a lot of people don't know how to do that. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, there's a reason that data science is like a very difficult major to do because there's a lot of variables, especially in League with as much stuff as there is going on. All right, last take. we're gonna need to beg people for more soon. But
Yeah.
do you think it's? Oh, I know this one because Eric just submitted it. Okay.
Spoilers.
Certain items need to be gated by which champions are in the game.
Uh,
So basically, you can't buy Zonias unless the opponent's team has 2 assassins or more. Thornmail if they don't have enough marksmen. Banshees if they don't have enough mages. LDR if they don't have enough tanks or other things.
I think it's an interesting idea in theory, but I kind of disagree. I'm not gonna lie. I think
Yeah.
itemizations is like actually super cool and interesting in League, and it's like an actual skill in the game itself. Like, items not being 1-to-1 valuable like all the time is like super cool and interesting in the game. Like, there is skill in like analyzing team comps and knowing which item is optimal for your champion in those spots. And I think just restricting it is no, it's not. People buy Thornmail every game. Those people are griefing. Thornmail
Right.
isn't even the best armor item. Like,
Yeah. Also, sometimes
I can't in
people.
good conscience say it's
Yeah.
a good argument.
I think letting people burn 1,000 gold that is basically just useless into a Zonias if it's not actually getting full value is pretty funny. Obviously,
Yeah.
yes, it's going to tilt you, which I think is the reason that the take was submitted. That playing into a Zonias sucks when it feels like they shouldn't have a Zonias. But I was in the conversation where this originally occurred. Joel just said there should be a system-wide ping when anyone in the game buys an hourglass an hourglass or a stopwatch or something, and that I'm down
That's
with.
based. No, that's based.
If they have a stasis, they should it should tell you. I think that works. But
Yeah.
I'll say items gated by comp is baked. Unfortunately, Eric, I love you.
I'm sorry.
Not one of your finer takes. I'm sorry. Everyone in the call is gassing
Yeah.
you up, but I was preying on this take's downfall later. But no, I think Mason actually articulated it super well. I think all the reasons he said were correct. Okay, well, we have basically just 2 minutes left. It's hard for me to tell because we cut the fucking stream in half because I went sideways. But for those, the real ones, podcast listeners all the way at the end, we are adding a new event into the Scrim Zone calendar. It will be at the end of each of the seasons. Essentially, how it is going to work, here, I'll cut it back to just us. Essentially, how it's going to work is that the top 4 players, in terms of signups wins over the course of the season, are going to get to kind of pick their teams for a bracket format run, which is going to happen on the Saturday. And then something is going to happen on the Sunday. We're not entirely sure how it's going to work yet. But basically, you're going to get to kind of build a team if you play a lot of signups, and having a certain amount of sign-up games is going to allow you to be eligible to play in this format. It should be pretty cool. We're thinking maybe some Fearless draft could be on the table, but we'll have to see.
Oh, I'm so down for that.
Right.
That sounds lit.
Yes. But the formal discussion around this is going to happen at some point.
So wait, does that mean you
Time
get to
allowed,
draft players too?
Yeah, so basically it's going to work like team formation, except basically
No
the
points?
top... What? No. Points.
So
Point threshold might be different than team format, but basically you get to determine players that are different from the normal teams. So, you get to always play on the same team with the same people all the time, but if you want to mix it up, like, for example, if captains wanted to play with each other, they can do it now. Or if you like playing with someone a lot, but maybe you worry that being on their same team for a whole season might cause issues, then you could just try it out for a weekend. Also, just a good chance to get to meet with other people. And maybe you want to form different teams depending on what the format ends up being. Like, I don't know. Maybe you like someone a lot, but if we're doing Fearless Draft, they might not be the same person that you'd want to pick. I don't know. Different things. Or if you just want to try a different role or whatever. But I don't know. Should be a good time. Just wanted to give a little sneak preview. This is something that we're working on. More details should be out soon. But
yeah.
I don't know. Should be fun.
I'm that excited.
Yes.
Fearless draft is always really cool, so always down for that.
I think that would be a cool thing to do. Also, I feel like this might always end up being in, like, right when big changes hit, which I think could be fun too. Like, I feel like for the earlier one, this is going to be around right when the mid-season change hits, so that could be interesting too. kind of in the same vein as Frostbite, which is coming back this year. I feel like everyone may have assumed that or not, but that's something to look forward to in the coming months as well. But we can cut it here. Good takes, and I think we actually hit almost exactly an hour. So
Yeah.
apologies for it being late, and this upload is going to take a mad minute, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, he's gonna have to stitch it back together, which is kind of unlucky. But
It's okay. I downloaded DaVinci, so now it happens way faster.
Huge.
I was using the inbuilt Windows video editor, which I think literally processes and exports the video slower than the video itself. So if you're trying to do it for a 2-hour video, it takes 3 hours.
That's so
But they
funny.
killed it. Like they took that out back and just like that thing is dead. I tried to use it and it sent me like 3 error messages telling me why I couldn't open it. But anyway, appreciate y'all. And we'll be back in a week.
Yep,
See ya.
See ya.